Hey, in this video, we're going to be talking about profitability on Amazon, and we will try to help you and your business become more profitable on Amazon. And today I'm joined by Chaim from Refund Sniper. He's Director of Business Development at Refund Sniper. And yeah, he's here with me today to help you become more profitable. So Chaim, man, can you please introduce yourself to us?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Boma, first of all, for having me on the show. I know it's been a long time in coming to get this meeting going together, but glad we're finally here. My position is Director of Business Development at Refund Sniper. Refund Sniper is a company that specializes in Amazon inventory accountability auditing. That's our fancy name. And my job there is Director of Business Development, expanding the business, getting the name out there, educating people, teaching them what we do, etc., and really being like the face of the company that people can interact with. So
yeah, man, welcome to the show. As you mentioned, it took a while to set it up together to have a talk, but I'm really happy we connected a few good months ago. I think like maybe 3-4 months ago, something like this. And it's good that we're finally doing that, man. It's great to have you here on the show. And yeah, let's help sellers. Mostly people who are watching my channel are sellers on Amazon, or people who are about to start selling Amazon. And as we've talked before we started the interview, you mentioned that there are many gaps kind of that people can kind of bleed money in, and different gaps on the Amazon business. So let's talk about this today, how we can touch some of these gaps and kind of help people understand where they're bleeding money and how they can avoid it even.
You bet. Absolutely. So great topic. An Amazon business is like, it's a giant machine with lots of moving parts. It's almost like a big puzzle, if you will. And all the pieces in the puzzle need to fit and interlock into each other to get that beautiful picture overall. So Amazon is one of the most unbelievable platforms out there. There may be issues that people have, here and there, but overall, Amazon for a seller, for an entrepreneur, for any company, I mean, how incredible is it? You can, in previous, before Amazon, if you created a product, I mean, you really didn't have much options to get it out there to the public, right? I mean, if you couldn't get shelf space in a store, retail, or anything like that, or before Amazon, if you were just a random website, I mean, it was difficult. But today, anybody can manufacture product, a brand, a line, a snack, a food. I mean, it doesn't end. And you have a place that you can, get this product out to the public just like that. And some people actually do it's amazing how the entrepreneur, the small guy who would have struggled in the past, really has an opportunity for a very successful business now with Amazon. I think Amazon is one of the most unbelievable things for the entrepreneurial world. So that's something like incredible. But that being said, Amazon is a very large operation for anybody who's going into it, with many different facets and moving parts that need to work together in sync in order for you to have the most successful outcome and have your best chance at overall Amazon profitability. So overall, e-com Amazon profitability. You want to be the most profitable in that space. You invest money into an Amazon business, you're buying product, you're selling product on there, whatever it is that you're doing. There's different parts. For example, we have Amazon PPC. Right. That's one of the big things. You got to, when you're posting something on Amazon, a product to sell, you're one out of millions and millions of product. So whether you're, in the category that you're selling, you can be one of millions. In the overall platform, you definitely are, like a speck in the ocean. So one of the ways that you get your name out there, first of all, obviously you have to have a quality product. That is step number one. So step number one is you got to have a good product. The minute you don't have a good product, you're almost guaranteed to get hit with negative reviews, which will definitely drive you to the bottom of the list. So step really number one is really, even before you get started with the Amazon business, is have a good product. Focus on R&D, do your research and development properly. If you're a private label guy, if you're whatever it is that you're doing, just make sure you're getting quality products to put out there. So you gotta, because you want the customers to respond in tune. If you're gonna, if the quality's not going to be up there, then you're definitely not going to stay high up on the list. So that's number one. Then it comes to getting your product to be noticed by people. I mean, that's your advertising component of your business. So PPC is a very big market. There are many companies that specialize in Amazon PPC and knowing how it works to keep your A costs down, and that, you should be the most profitable in your campaigns for how much you're
Mhm.
spending on the campaign versus how much your sales you're doing through that campaign. So
Right.
you want to make sure that because you can sell lots and lots of product, but if you have a non-profitable model for your long-term PPC campaign, you're just going to bleed your profits right out the door there. So there's lots of companies out there. Do your research and, make sure to find a company that is well-versed, knows how to handle it well, and keep tight control over those expenses, so to speak,
Mhm.
to make sure that they stay profit generating, but at the same time, not bleeding out your profits through the back end. So that's one really important aspect of where sellers can lose out on the back end, so to speak, and they should, stay on top of that to keep that gap plugged. And there's a host of other things. There's other outside factors and costs, whether it's trucking or all different kinds of things like that go into the business. There's another, of course, your customer reviews, like we discussed in the beginning, of having the quality product. But then again, also you want to get those customer reviews. But one thing that's super important when it comes to any type of Amazon structure, in a business, like whatever you're thinking, whatever your plan is, you got to make sure that you are well versed in Amazon's terms and conditions. So
Yeah.
make sure you know what you can and cannot do, because I've seen in the past companies get themselves built up, and they have a nice successful business, and then they do something that violates one of Amazon's terms and conditions in a small way, and then they end up with an account suspension, which is something that nobody wants to deal with, especially if a good portion or all of your business might be riding on this component of Amazon. So make sure you're well versed in the terms and conditions of what you can and cannot do. Like, for example, how you can get customer feedback. Amazon has actually allowed that to become a lot more easier, where you can request
Mhm.
product feedback from a customer just by simply hitting a button on Amazon. You can request customer feedback, and that's totally within Amazon terms and conditions. Never offer anything in exchange for customer feedback, or never ask for a positive review or anything like that. Well, sometimes it may seem tempting because that'll boost your product, but it'll definitely hurt you in the long run, that's for sure. So make sure you're staying within Amazon terms and conditions. That's very important as well.
Yeah, that's right, man. And generally, as you mentioned in the beginning, Amazon is a huge opportunity, man. Like, it's a huge behemoth of online sales, and beforehand, it would be much harder to get essentially traffic. So if you start a new website, even today, man, if you are just starting a Shopify store and you don't know how to run ads to that store, you're not going to get traffic. And that's the big difference between other places and Amazon, because in Amazon you have very, very live and hot traffic, like people who are Amazon fans, and you can put your product in front of them. So of course we put our product, which should be a good product, because otherwise we get overrun by negative reviews. And as you mentioned, there are tons of places where we can bleed money. So for example, Amazon PPC, if you are, and I've been selling Amazon for over 4 years, and I have a partner who takes care of the PPC. However, it's a place where you can quickly lose money for various reasons. Maybe for a reason that you don't know how to use it, or maybe because of many reasons. But that's a place where it should get really optimized. It's a great opportunity, because then you get your product out there, especially in the beginning where no one really knows you. You have 0 reviews, right? You can essentially show your product in front of others, right? And of course, we should follow TOS, as you mentioned. And yeah, and this way, it's part of the success formula of an Amazon, which is huge, and it's still a need to be fully uncovered. No one really knows the full success formula, I guess. I mean, each one knows it to his own kind of level, right? But Chaim and other places that can bleed money on Amazon aside from PPC, say, what do you think?
So I would say another place where companies can bleed money is in inventory accountability. And this
Right.
is
Yeah, I mentioned that
something
as well. Mm-hmm.
this is something that some people, I find when I deal with clients that are, potential clients to Refund Sniper, we have a few different types of clients. We have the client that knows the numbers are just not matching up when it comes to their Amazon inventory, and that's why they're reaching out to us. And then you have some clients that reach out to us because they think that all we do is help with missing from inbound. And then they're like, and then when I explain, and then they're like, well, I really do that by myself. I reconcile the cases by myself. To which I explain to them that Refund Sniper is way beyond missing from inbound. And they're like, oh, really? I didn't even know that problem existed. So, and some people just don't know altogether that there's the concept, period, of missing Amazon inventory or misplaced Amazon inventory. So, like, even missing from inbound. So I find that a lot of it is education, because some sellers may not even know about this gap that's potentially bleeding, money out of the back end of their account. So it's not so measurable, if you will. Like, let's say PPC, you can actually, you're getting hit with PPC bills where you're seeing your money flying out. Here, your inventory, if it's not accounted for and it's going missing or damaged and you're not getting reimbursed for it, so you're not going to see that anywhere. You're just not going to be pulling in the return that you should on the investment that you made into the products that you're putting on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a number of ways that inventory could go unaccounted for. When you're sending inventory into Amazon, you tell Amazon you're sending 100 pieces, Amazon receives, let's say, only 90. This is the first step that's known as missing from inbound. Relatively simple to open those cases. You simply, hop onto the FBA manager, FBA shipments, you go through them, you find the discrepancies, you hit the reconcile tab within each shipment. Amazon gives themselves a certain window of time till they allow you to reconcile the shipment, because they want to make sure they got everything in place, so to speak. And then you hit reconcile, it auto generates a case. Amazon needs some follow-up sometimes there, and that's known as missing from inbound. Where Refund Sniper brings lots of value to the table is even beyond missing from inbound. So missing from inbound is step one, and everybody should be doing that definitely on their own. But where we're going to bring value to the table is beyond that. We want to make sure that every single unit that actually made it through the door to Amazon in Amazon system is accounted for, either in terms of a sale, a return, was it damaged, was it lost, was it ever reimbursed in the past or not reimbursed yet? Did it go discrepant, where sometimes inventory will just disappear from the receiving stage till they actually add the inventory to your account to be sold? So there's a host of different things that can happen, right? And in inventory on Amazon is like a highway, right? It's constantly moving. It never stops, right? It's going from warehouse to warehouse to warehouse till it gets here, and then it gets sold, and then it's going to the customer, and then etc. It's constantly on the move. And when that happens, right, there's things that can go wrong along the way. Things can get lost. Things can get damaged on the way, right? You can have a pallet that bumps into the wall and crushes a bunch of boxes. And if your stuff happens to be on that pallet, well, so be it, right? It's not anybody's fault. It's just the cost of doing business. It could happen anywhere. But at the same time, once your products enter Amazon's warehouses, Amazon takes responsibility for your products if you're in the FBA program. So at that point, if you bring to Amazon's attention that your stuff has gone missing or damaged, etc., they will reimburse you for it. You just have to be able to bring that data to their attention, which is what Refund Sniper does. We audit Amazon inventory in Amazon accounts to ensure that everything is accounted for. And when we find the discrepancies, we go ahead and follow up with Amazon to ensure reimbursement.
So I understand that things get lost on Amazon inventory that we send the sellers, and sometimes we don't even notice it, right? We may,
That's right.
But maybe when we're moving bigger volumes of items, maybe in your first shipment, you're going to be like very much watching like every movement, which is really fun, when you start. But maybe with time, when you get a bit more products and you get shipment here and out, and you just might like this lose 100 units here, and that's money, right?
Yeah,
definitely is, right? Even 1 unit is money, and it should be, you should get reimbursed for whatever you should be reimbursed for. But also understand that sometimes Amazon, like, they want to reimburse you, right? But if you don't really do much about it, it might just get lost. I think they even mentioned it somewhere in their terms of service, something like this. So like they mentioned that they should reimburse you, but if you don't ask for it or something like that, and sometimes they do it automatically as well, and it's just gonna go somewhere, right? Is this?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that just it ends up just disappearing, so to speak. And the money that you invested into that product is what's getting lost, if you think about it. It's the money you invested that's now not converting to sales.
And with Refund Sniper, as you mentioned, you guys are taking care of that, right? You can actually go and, as you mentioned, for each unit that gets inside of Amazon, you will have like a way to track it, right?
That's right. We are tracking the life cycle of your inventory as it moves through Amazon.
All right.
So all your inventory from, when it hits Amazon until it ends up wherever it ended up, whether it was at a customer or return, or it's in Amazon's warehouse right now waiting to be sold, or was it damaged or was lost, etc. We will track the life cycle of every piece of inventory to figure out what happened with it. And when we find the discrepancies, that's when we know to request reimbursement.
And then you contact Amazon and you let them know that you found this missing piece of the puzzle, and then they reimburse, right?
That's correct. That is correct.
And
That
man,
is correct.
Chaim, so what is the process of working with Refund Sniper? For example, like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Like, for example, I'm like, cool. And I've worked with you actually, so I know it works. However, what would be the process for a seller that wants to get reimbursed? How should a seller approach this?
Yeah. So they reach out to us, and we get set up with their account. We get access. We start gathering all the data that we need. We go through all that data. We have proprietary algorithms as well that we run the data through, and we then compile that list of potential discrepancies within the account. Every time we perform an audit on an account, so we do audits generally speaking on like a quarterly basis, quarterly to biannual basis, and every audit we're going back a full 18 months, and we're looking at whatever is in the history of that 18 months. We will crunch all that data together, and then at that point find the list of discrepancies and then file it with Amazon. So the process of getting set up is really simple and easy with us. Just client reaches out, and we have an onboarding team who takes care of a little back and forth to get the minor technical details.
Yeah, I remember, man, when I reached out, it was just, I think, an email or two, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then the guys,
That's it.
yeah,
Exactly. And we're up and running right away. That's it.
Yes. And man, so, all right, that sounds pretty cool. But who is this for? Like, is there like any specific, so maybe there are vendors who are watching this, or smaller sellers, or like huge sellers? Who is this for?
Great question. We service any and every single size account. So it doesn't matter if you're doing 500,000 sales a month or if you're doing 5 million in sales a month. It makes no difference. We service every single size account. Every account has potential to have reimbursements. If you're a very small seller, then you may not be running into so many issues, and we may not find so much for you. But once you start getting into a little bit of volume, generally speaking, there is what to be found and uncovered there. Yeah, so we work with any size account. We don't have our optimum target size account. And something that's very unique about Refund Sniper also is that we work with vendors in Vendor Central. So Vendor Central, as some may or may not be familiar with, is a program that you have to get invited to by Amazon. It's to sell directly to Amazon, where Amazon is a vendor of yours, purchasing product from you. And then if you're participating in that program, your products would show shipped from and sold by Amazon.com as opposed to shipped from Amazon and sold by the seller. So Vendor Central has a whole different set of issues that we audit and look through, and to ensure that there's no gaps within Vendor Central as well. So we service vendors, we service sellers, and of all sizes.
Pretty cool, man. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's good to hear that it's for kind of every size of seller and plus vendors, and that's pretty nice, man. And then Chaim, so for example, what is the process? For example, you were able to recover some money, whatever amount. How does the seller get the money? Do you pay? No, Amazon pays them, right? But
correct.
How does it work?
So the process is that Amazon will pay straight into the account of the seller or the vendor. Amazon pays straight into their account based on the claims that we assisted with. And then at that point, once Amazon closes all the cases and the seller's gotten paid, we send when we finish the audit, we send the customer a full report breakdown of everything that we were able to recover for them and exactly what it tracks to and what it was because of, etc. Very, very comprehensive report, which they can then go ahead and compare to all the data within their Amazon account if they would want to double check all that. And then followed by that, then we take a percentage on whatever we got them reimbursed from Amazon.
I see, man. Pretty nice. And Chaim, what do you think? For example, you have your company and there are other companies competing in this space for reimbursements. What makes you unique? Like, why would people work with you specifically?
Yeah, good question. So first of all, we're very thorough in what we do. We're not about just getting you money. We're about cleaning up the data on your account and making sure that everything is accounted for. So to us, there's no difference between $3 case or a $3,000 case. We will uncover every discrepancy and file every single discrepancy. So we're not just looking for the big stuff. We're really thorough, and we're making sure to clean up your account from top to bottom. In addition to that, we have fantastic customer service, if I may say so myself. But we're really out there for the customer. So my phone rings all day. I'm on the phone with customers all day, explaining different things. People call up all the time. We just have a lot of general knowledge about Amazon, and we're connected with a lot of different Amazon services and things like that. So I'm happy to offer advice and help out any one of our clients or anybody in general, who may want some assistance with that. So we're really all about customer service. We're very thorough. It's all about how you approach the data, right? This is all about data, right? Within the Amazon reports. So Refund Sniper has a very, very deep understanding of the Amazon data and how to piece it all together to get that clearest picture of exactly what happened to every piece of inventory. So we find that we have a very high success rate because of that. Cool.
So, Chaim, I understand that you work with any size of seller and your goal is to recover every single dollar, no matter if it's a big case or a small case, then your team really digs down into finding everything to help sellers. And I believe that maybe that's like a slogan you have that you, maybe you can fix me, but you help something like any size, no matter the size of seller.
Big accounts. We don't look for big accounts. We look to make accounts big.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of our slogans. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's true. We don't look for big accounts. And when I say we look to make accounts big, what it is that we're not like one of those companies here that's promoting your account. We're not making your account big through your products big through PPC or anything like that. We're not one of those. But what we are allowing is for you to keep the profits that are supposed to be in your account. And by that, you can take them and reinvest them in your business, which of course is the goal of any business and helps any business become big. So that's what we mean by that slogan.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, man. Yeah, that was like the theme of the video, to kind of understand like where like businesses bleed money and to be at least aware for such things. Because as a seller, again, as I mentioned, I sell for over 4 years and we've bled money probably in every aspect of this. And it's fine to go through it. But now when I'm aware that there are holes that can be kind of shut, it's good to do that, right?
Another point is that really with Refund Sniper, the process is super like simple in the sense that like once we get started on an account, we're working on it. We have access to the data that we need. You almost don't even know that we're there. We're just working in the background. You don't even know that we're there. Hey, if you want to get on the phone with us and talk to us about different things or bring different issues that you're having to our attention, by all means. But if you just want to hand this job over to somebody and have them take care of it and not have to worry about it and know that it's getting done properly, that's exactly what Refund Sniper can do. So it's just very, make that phone call, we get connected, and then we're working on your account, and you have really nothing to worry about.
Yeah, man, that's true. As I mentioned before, I've worked with you and your team, and there was just a few emails, and then after a few, I think it was within a week, man, even I got the already refunded, like reimbursed by Amazon.
Yeah, the general time frame is I would say about 7 days up until about 3-4 weeks, depending on the size and the volume
exactly.
of the account.
Of course. The bigger the account, I believe, and maybe the more complex whatever is, then it might take longer. But I should have asked that question. But yeah, good that we kind of brought it up, because people may be like, yeah, well, how long does it take? Well, here's the question. As you mentioned, from about a week to maybe 3 weeks, something like that. Depends on the size of the account, of the moving volume of products, essentially, right? And yeah, as I mentioned, I worked with you. It was pretty easy. I just send an email, kind of a few emails back, maybe 1, 2, and then your guys start working on the account. And I think it's pretty cool. For those who I would like to work with you, man, I'll say that I'll leave a link in the description to Refund Sniper website, which is going to be an affiliate link. It means that if you ever do business with Chaim and his team, then I'm going to get a little commission from that. It doesn't cost you more. Or maybe if there's even going to be an option, Chaim, maybe you check with Noach if you can get some sort of discount for the viewers for maybe their first reimbursement or something. I'll include it down there, and also include your LinkedIn, where you are very active and people can talk to you and drop you a message. And
that's right.
It's going to be down there.
Connect with me. Anybody that wants to connect with Refund Sniper, connect with me. I'm out there, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's my email, Chaim at refundsniper.com, CHAIM at refundsniper.com. My direct line is 516-877-0006. And on LinkedIn, you can find me under the name Chaim Morgan, quite active on LinkedIn as well. Love that community. And I love connecting with people in general. So by all means.
Yeah, man, I'll leave your email, your LinkedIn, Refund Sniper website, and any other stuff you'd like me to leave there for people to connect with you. I'll leave it down there. But man, I have another question for you. It's not connected to the Amazon. I just wanted to maybe have something you would wish for us as Amazon sellers or viewers here on my channel for 2021. We just started the year, and maybe something you would wish for us or you would like to share with us, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. So anybody who's just getting started, and maybe he's like on the fence, should I do this or not? You got to jump in. Take that whatever's behind you, turn that into a passion and go all the way. Because if you got that entrepreneurial spirit and you're ready to hit the ground with it, this is going to be the year. This is the year. 2020 was a big shift. It wasn't the easiest year for everybody. It was a big shift. Ecom saw a big boost, and a lot of that boost is going to be here to stay. Even if the world hopefully goes back to normal one day, vaccines, things, we won't get into the whole aspect of it, but hopefully the world will come back to normal one day. But that learning curve about using ecom within your life is probably something that's going to be here to stay. And so if you're on the fence about getting into this type of business, I think this is, it's a great opportunity. Just make sure that you surround yourself with the right team and the right partners to help make you successful. That's the one of the best pieces of advice I can give. And, if you're somebody who's already an existing seller, if you're, a small size, medium size, big size, there's really, the sky is the limit. There is no end. Keep on growing, keep on making sure that whatever you have stays, in good shape, and then keep on working on expanding, growing bigger. But again, always with the same piece of advice: make sure that you surround yourself with the right team. And if you don't know PPC well, get somebody that does. If you don't understand how to account for every single piece of your inventory, get somebody that does. If you're any different, one of these moving parts that you may need assistance with, that's why people are out there, to ensure that overall you can be the most profitable in your ecom business. So I wish Voma and his team and all his viewership fantastic success in 2021. And I hope you guys blow up the Amazon marketplace like crazy with your sales. And I look forward to speaking to each and every one of you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate your wishes for the year. And that's very smart, man. Surround ourselves with the good people is very, very smart. And it's important for growth, for personal growth. And
that's
for
good in life in general, right?
Yeah, exactly, man.
You want to surround yourself with good, positive, energetic, upbeat people, right? If you surround yourself with people like that, that gets into you. It makes you that type of person. And that's always healthy for life, just period. So,
amen, man. Amen. Yeah. Thanks, Chaim. Appreciate your coming today, man, sharing your wisdom with us. And yeah, I wish you a great year as well, to you, to Refund Sniper, and to everyone's watching. And yeah, let's make it through this year as well, and many, many more years ahead.
That's right. That's right. All right.
All right, man. See ya in the future, man.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it, Bo.
100%.
All the best.